guys, it's Emma and I'm back today for you with another video, and today I'm going to be recommending books based on anime that I just simply don't like. I'm going to try to recommend books that are obviously good, kind of as a way to, I don't know, lessen the hurt and the anguish and the agony that I feel whenever I think about these stains upon cinema. These anime that I talk about are all going to be just like with varying degrees of dislike. Before we start, I would really appreciate it if you guys would look down in the description box for all the links there that I have for you guys pertaining to stuff going on in the world right now, and those links will be down there for you guys to interact with and to share. And then down in the comment section, let me know whether or not you guys like these anime, whether or not you dislike them with me, what makes you dislike them, what y'all's recommendations would be, the huge, right? So with that being said, let's just get right on into it. All right, so the first anime that I really don't like that I would recommend a book for is Vampire Knight. Okay, I remember exactly where I was when that plot twist happened. Anyway, the book that I would like to substitute for that anime is in fact Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. Alright, this follows Nestor and Nena as the Mexican-American War starts, and Nena's family, who owns a ranch, volunteers their workers, and they go off to go and fight the Americans, and Nena and Nestor go with them. Nena as a healer and then Nestor as a fighter. Meanwhile, all of this is going down. There are rumors about things in the night that are attacking ranch workers. And so when Nena and Nestor essentially have to leave the battle and go back to the ranch, they discover that these things are more real than they thought. I think this is a perfectly good substitute, all right, for Vampire Knight, because Vampires of El Norte has the bodyguard trope, it has that guardian trope, it's got vampires, and the nail in the coffin, at least for me personally, is that there's no incest plotline. I know. Shocker. There are actually pieces of media that, I don't know, can survive, can breathe, and thrive, quite frankly, without incest plot lines. I know, it's such a wild concept. I personally love this book, alright? It's a great historical romance with a dash of horror in it. The vampires are really cool. And I don't know, I just really loved this book. You could probably read it as a Western, I would say. It's just such a cool book with so many different things all thrown into it. I'm not gonna lie here and say that I in fact liked the movie A Whisker Away, all right? And a fantastic substitute for it, in my opinion, is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. This is about Evangeline, who has a true love that is about to go marry somebody else. And so she goes to one of the deities of this land and is like, hey, if you stop this wedding, I'll do whatever you want. So he accepts her bargain and he gives her 3 kisses that he's going to ask, you know, from her at different points in time. And so throughout the story, Evangeline realizes that this bargain that she made with this deity is a part of something so much bigger than she ever realized. Again, I think this is a fantastic substitute for A Whisker Away, because Evangeline tries to get her man by not developing a relationship with him as a cat.
What on earth is going on in the House of Commons?
And this book, last time I checked, does not in fact have a scene where he presses his face into her stomach while she's a cat. This doesn't have a weird ass relationship. Another reason why I think this could fantastically substitute is because this is not debilitatingly cringy. Alright, while reading this book, my left lung didn't damn near collapse from the secondhand embarrassment. That movie, I didn't even finish it. I had to stop like maybe, what, 20, 25 minutes of the way through it, because, girl, no. I think that if you are really into fairy tales and whimsical things in your fantasy, Once Upon a Broken Heart is most definitely going to be for you. This one is an anime that I quit pretty recently, and that's Record of Ragnarok. Alright, didn't like it. It's not a secret. I will shout it from the rooftops. And you know what else I'll shout from the rooftops? That Chang All-Stars by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah, alright, is a perfect substitute for it. This is set in America that has privatized prison systems. And the prisoners have to fight gladiator-style battles in order to win their freedom. I think this would be an amazing substitute because Chang All-Stars, like Record of Ragnarok, has those gladiator-style battles, but what Chang All-Stars has that anime does not, in my opinion, is original facets to the fights and to the stories. Also, all of the opponents here are meaningful, all right? Like, the opponent matchups are meaningful. They're all disproportionate, and there's a reason why, all right? These disproportionate opponents facing one another, all right, they have importance to the overall story. And the nail in the coffin, okay, that makes me recommend Chang All-Stars so highly above Record of Ragnarok is because there's no Nikola Tesla bullshit in here. In Chang All-Stars, they did not, in fact, put a little tinkerer up against a god and expect him to pull something out of his ass, all right? Record of Ragnarok, in my opinion, was a mess. All right, it was not original at all, but Chang All-Stars, I annotated it. It was so fascinating to annotate. There is so much crammed into this book. Every little thing, every color, every number, every name, everything in this book has something behind it. There's symbolism everywhere. This book is just so fascinating to read, all right? It's fun. It's got an amazing message behind it, and just... this is so much more intriguing and interesting to read than that anime is to ever even think about watching. If you have seen my video of me talking about anime that I have recently quit, then you will know that the Seven Deadly Sins and I, we have beef, all right? And I have no interest in squashing that beef because I believe, now check me if I'm wrong, but to squash a beef, you have to like interact in some point or another. And I just simply don't want to do that. I don't want to have to interact with Seven Deadly Sins ever again while I'm breathing upon this green earth, all right? So I think as a great substitute for that literal dumpster fire of an anime, all right, is Three Dark Crowns by Kendare. This is a high fantasy young adult novel that's set in a queendom on an island, and this queendom is ruled by obviously a queen, and every generation she gives birth to triplet princesses. And these princesses either have like certain powers, or rarely they don't have any powers. And when they are 16, they essentially have to fight one another, and whoever is left alive wins the crown. I think that Three Dark Crowns is a phenomenal substitute for Seven Deadly Sins because obviously we're talking about people with supernatural powers, magical powers. We have the princesses like Elizabeth and her sisters. We have a cool ass plot, and you want to know what really hammers it home for me? This substituting for that anime? There's no Lolita fetish loophole. I quite honestly didn't think that I would live to have to say that sentence. That was the main reason why I stopped watching Seven Deadly Sins, because what do you mean you drew this love interest to look like a child, all right, to look like a 12-year-old girl, and then you want to come up to me and justify sexualizing this person who looks like a 12-year-old girl, all right, a 12-year-old child, by saying, oh yeah, no, she's actually 1,000 years old. It's fucking weird, all right? That is one thing I despise as an anime fan. I despise that whole trend of, oh yeah, no, let's draw this woman that's actually supposed to be drinking age, but she's gonna look 11. Why? Yeah, no, this I think is just leagues above that sinkhole of an anime, okay? Because this world is so gritty, it's dark, it's fantastical, it's political, there's just a ton of sabotage happening in this book. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really care for the next 3 books because this is what, a quartet, I think? Could not give a crap about the other 3 books. This one, however, a star in the night sky, a star in her own right. And then lastly, Marvel anime Wolverine. Okay, if Marvel anime Wolverine was a person, they'd better not find themselves in an alley with me because they would not be coming out. Because as a Wolverine fan, how dare you, you miserable little earwig.
Shame!
The only Band-Aid that I can ever think of covering Marvel anime Wolverine with is a godsend, honestly, in my humble opinion. Predator versus Wolverine. Okay? This book is perfect for 4 types of people, okay? people whose favorite franchise is the Predator franchise, people whose favorite franchise is the X-Men franchise, people whose favorite movie monster is the Predator, and people whose favorite superhero, or at least one of their favorite superheroes, is Wolverine. And me, I'm all four of these people. I think that this is an extraordinary substitute for Marvel Anime Wolverine, okay, because unlike Marvel Anime Wolverine, the beginning half is not incredibly fast to where you can barely understand what's going on, and the latter half is not unbearably slow. There's only two characters here really to focus on, all right, main or not, and it's Predator and Wolverine, okay, which means, unlike that damn anime, there are no strong female characters that are some of the best damn characters in the whole show, by the way, alright, to needlessly kill off in the dumbest ways possible. I feel like for all the books that I've recommended y'all in this video, there's always one point that really hammers it home for me, and the point that really hammers it home for me for this substitution of that anime is the fact that this book, Predator vs. Wolverine, does not have a dog shit ending that makes the entire story null and void, unlike that damn show. Going into this book, you automatically know what you're gonna get. It's gnarly, it's gory, it's gritty, it's probably one of my favorite mashups that's ever happened, all right? I am such a geek when it comes to the Predator franchise. I'm such a geek when it comes to Wolverine, all right? He's literally my favorite superhero. I love these two in their own universes, and to have them together is so cool. This was just a joyride for me, okay? And I hope that if there are any Wolverine or Predator fans that this video reaches, I hope that if you guys choose to pick this up, you guys will love it just as much as I do. So you guys, those were the books that I would recommend based on those anime that I do not like. I hope that you've enjoyed. I hope that you guys will pick these up, okay? Because obviously there is a lot of ire that I have associated, obviously at varying degrees, but with all of these shows. And with these books, I feel like they're just such a good Band-Aid. They take the pain away at least a little bit. But anyway, you guys, I hope that you've enjoyed. I hope that you continue to look out for more stuff on my channel. I hope that you guys are staying safe. And lastly, I hope that you guys have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.